So because I reviewed Spider-Man for the PS4, I thought it would be great if I went back and reviewed some of the older Spider-Man games. Now I know I probably should have went all the way back and started with Spider-Man for the PS1, but don't worry, I will get to that. But I really wanted to play Spider-Man 2, so I bought myself Spider-Man for the original Xbox, and here we are. Treyarch Spider-Man video game, based off of the Sam Raimi Spider-Man movie that came out in 2002. I played and beat this game on 3 different systems now, first on the Nintendo GameCube, then on the PlayStation 2, and now on the Xbox. Now I already own this game for the PlayStation 2, so why did I buy it again for the original Xbox to review it? Well, here's the thing, because I can, but no really. The difference was that the GameCube and PS2 version didn't have a level that the Xbox version has. On those versions you fight the Shocker, Vulture, and Scorpion. On Xbox, however, you fight Shocker, Vulture, Scorpion, and Kraven the Hunter. Growing up, I never had an Xbox, and I was still am, a huge Spider-Man fan. So when I saw that there was a level that I couldn't play growing up, it really ate at me, and it drove me crazy for years. So when I finally bought an Xbox the other day, it occurred to me, I can finally play that level on the first Spider-Man game. And I tell you what, it was very underwhelming. It was just 2 very quick levels, you fight through his traps, you whoop his ass, and you move on. So honestly, younger me wasn't missing out on much. But hey, let's talk about this game and how it has aged. You know, it's alright. It's very short. It took me about 3, maybe 3.5 hours at most to beat it. So when you first start the game up, you are introduced to this pretty cool intro that gets you pumped up for what you're about to get yourself into. So I know I didn't need to, but I started up the tutorial anyway, just in case I did miss a couple things. It was pretty unnecessary after the first few minutes, but it was great to hear Bruce Campbell's voiceover as the instructor. You can never get enough of him. So when starting the game, you first play this level where you're exploring the city where you're trying to find Uncle Ben's killer, which is funny because Uncle Ben in the movie died at night, but here you are swinging through the day. Whatever. So you beat up a few bad guys going from rooftop to rooftop. The fighting controls are alright. Pretty basic stuff at first until you find gold spider emblems across the levels that teach you more combos to defeat your foes. You have web fluid that you do need to refill every once in a while, which is pretty standard for most Spider-Man games, but considering Spider-Man has organic web fluid in the movie, makes no sense here, but moving on. The web swinging is very basic. The webs just go straight up in the air and they don't stick to anything. Thankfully, this was one of the last Spider-Man games to do this on a AAA standard. You can swing faster by just holding down on the trigger button, but it can be a bit tougher to maneuver after a while, so you do have to do a lot of jumping. The camera is meh. You have to consistently turn the camera all the way around back behind you to know where you're even going, especially when wall crawling. While playing the game and watching the cutscenes, taking the villains out of it, it's still very loosely based on the movie. Even the motivation for the Goblin to kill Spider-Man is different. They couldn't get everyone to come back to voice their characters, but it was nice to see Tobey Maguire and Willem Dafoe come back. So after you get done finding Uncle Ben's killer, you move on to fighting 4 classic Spider-Man villains: Shocker, Vulture, Scorpion, and obviously Kraven. Here's where you get the most out of your gameplay and a lot of Spider-Man's quips and witty comebacks. These are pretty fun missions until you get to the Scorpion level where he can't handle anything and he gets himself killed all the time. And you know, I can suspend my disbelief just a little bit sometimes when it comes to superheroes, but this whole floating log on fire thing in the Vulture mission is just really pushing it. There are a couple times in the game where it wants you to play stealthy, but honestly, it's just not executed properly. All you really need to do is when you get caught most of the time, just hide back in the shadows until all the bad guys go away and go back to the mission. It is really good to venture off and discover some of the areas you might find golden spiders in that can teach you more combos. So maybe there's something in here that we can find that'll be pretty useful. So I was playing on the normal difficulty, but Jesus Christ, was this one mission a pain in my fucking ass. You need to disable multiple bombs, you are being timed, and you have multiple robots trying to kill you. Like, what the fuck, man? They tear your health bar down so fast. God damn. So when you finish the levels, you earn points on how well you completed it. So you can use these points to buy cool things in the store, like this pretty cool cutscene that wasn't used for the Vulture. So this isn't the best Spider-Man game, but it's still pretty fun. If you wanted to play this game, get it on the Xbox because you'll get actually the most out of it, seeing how the Kraven stuff is actually in that version. Guys, my name is Pedro Ordonez, also known as Gamelight7. Please subscribe, comment, like, thumbs up, do whatever you guys can to support this channel. Let me know what you guys want to see me review next, and I'll catch you guys in my next video. Peace out.